Dr. Juan. Paging Dr. Juan.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, technical difficulties, but that's when you know we're on the right track. We're making a lot of progress. I'm your host, Billy Bremer, and our co-host,
I'm Dave Herrera.
And today we have a very, very special guest that's with us today to be talking about a lot of the crazy chicanery and corruption that's going on all across our country.
Charcuterie?
As well as the very terrible and disgusting environmental contamination that's going all across the country. We have our native corruption
Expert.
specialist, environmental specialist, the lovely Jasmine Gray.
Hello. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us, Jasmine. We've been trying to get Jasmine on air with us for quite some time, even though she's always in the back raising hell. But now we got her on air because she's one of the best experts we know when it comes to chasing down these Superfund sites, these environmental catastrophes. We've got a ton of them that have happened here in the United States over the past couple of days.
It's been crazy week.
How's your week been, Dave? Dave had a great week.
Yeah. No, it was fun. Tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous week.
Huge.
Not as bad as what's going on here in America, but,
No.
you know, nevertheless. So I guess we should get started. We got a lot to talk about.
Yes, this one's gonna be a doozy, guys. It's a very important episode. I told a lot of you guys to start sharing this. So if you haven't done so yet, all of our social media platforms are on the bottom. Make sure you follow us, share it, spread the word, and share this live stream right now because a lot of people have no idea about any of the things we're going to be talking about today. And I think it's extremely important, especially if you value your health. And you should value your health, especially if you want to continue to breathe air and be alive above the dirt instead of underneath
Health
it.
as well.
I like air.
Everyone loves air. And sadly, we have some contaminated air, not just in Ohio, but this is the first we heard of about 2 weeks ago. It's 14 days ago.
14 days, yeah.
14 days, exactly 2 weeks ago. In Ohio, we had a train that was filled with some hazardous chemicals, vinyl chloride, I believe it was.
Yes.
Something ridiculous like that.
Vinyl chloride. A train magically derailed and spilled a tremendous amount of chemical gas. Vinyl chloride. It's falling into the dirt. It's getting into the water. Animals are dying. Birds are falling out of the sky. All kinds of crazy stuff is happening. And the government is doing everything in their power to try and downplay it. Rail companies blocked safety rules before the Ohio derailment.
Yeah. And I think the craziest part of this story, and something that I don't think a lot of people understand, was that there is a proper way to dispose of this kind of a chemical, of how to clean it up. And that way, it would have obviously costed a lot more money. There would have been a lot more speculation and people paying attention to it. but it would have been the safest way possible. The way they decided to clean it up was to burn it.
That sounds terrible.
100%. Like, I mean, bro, you can't even burn leaves in the state
Yeah.
of New Jersey in your backyard. But apparently, so what it does is I think it creates hydrochloric oxide in the air
Yeah,
or something like that. It changes the
compounds,
chemical, and then it becomes basically a poisonous, toxic gas in the air. And if anybody knows anything, when you burn something and it becomes airborne, the distance of travel and
Yeah.
affection rate then quadruples, 10 X's. So they were showing actually a picture of what this contamination circle could be. And it stretches from Ohio all the way to the eastern seaboard. And basically,
That's like here.
no, it passes us. Like the contamination is like a few hundred miles into the Atlantic Ocean, and it goes all the way almost to the border of California. So basically,
Just from Ohio.
just from Ohio, because of the fact that they burned it, right? Because think about it. Once it's now in the air, all you need is a strong breeze, and it's going to carry these
Yeah.
toxins. So this one, I mean, it's tragic, right? This train derailing is now able to basically infect the entire country because of the way that the people handled this.
Yeah.
And it just really shows, one, a lack of concern for people, two, a lack of knowledge and information, and it really has to, again, start to make you ask the question of, like, do they really even care?
So earlier you were saying that there's a way to actually dispose of these chemicals the appropriate way.
Right, like
what-
a hazmat type of thing.
So to the best of my knowledge, and Jasmine, maybe you could probably weigh in on this, is like if there's contamination like in the dirt and in the
Right.
environment, you'd have to collect that dirt and transport it and safely dispose of it. Is that
Correct.
Is that how it's supposed to be done?
Yeah, so they would do soil samples.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a stringent way of testing oil, water, and air. Now, what I found to be very interesting is that, number one, the EPA and the governor have both stated that, it's safe for residents to come back. There was a forced evacuation, but all we're hearing is about air quality and the testing with air quality. But nobody's talking about the water. And now I know you guys have seen the videos of people.
Oh yeah.
They tested just a couple, water sources. And that was unbelievable because when you breached the soil at the bottom of these puddles and pools and ponds, all of a sudden you would see a rainbow of all these like different chemicals surface to the top of the water.
Oh, yeah.
What's that congressman's name? He just shot a video where he was doing that.
Yes, where he took
I
a stick
literally-
and went
I just
down.
saw it.
I
too.
literally just saw it
Yeah,
before we got
was-
on air
yeah.
too. Yeah.
And you know what? Another
I can't
thing.
remember. We'll post it up later.
What's even worse? So yeah, they're testing the air, which we spoke about how the air particles are going to travel basically throughout the entire continental United States.
Right.
But then they showed a map of the path of travel of water supply that goes from Ohio. And
This is bad.
And this Ohio water stream goes all the way down to Texas, goes all the way east to Tennessee. Like it basically covers the entire south of the United States.
But this is the thing. So, all right. So you guys both know that I've looked into a lot of areas.
If anyone knows, it's him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So New Jersey, for those of you who don't know, is one of the most toxic states. It is the most toxic state. We have the most amount of Superfund sites in the whole entire country.
So hang on. So for the people that don't know what a Superfund site, what exactly is that? Just to
So
kinda
a
enlighten them.
Superfund site is an area that's deemed so highly toxic and contaminated that it needs immediate remediation. However, there's only one problem. There is no more money left in the Superfund site to clean up these areas. I know it's really bad. And around here in the Meadowlands, so before there were, EPA regulations, a lot of these chemical factories around here, being that we're in Silk City, they dumped a lot of their chemical waste into the Meadowlands, into these online marshes and ponds. And what happened was these chemicals leached into the groundwater. That's what we're going to see with this. And what people should be, realizing is that this is a Chernobyl type disaster. Nobody's talking about
You
that.
can't say that. You can't say that.
But we have to.
It is.
No. I'm saying you can't.
Nobody's reporting
they're not
on
gonna
the
report that.
severity of this, and that should make you think. The mainstream media, the government, nobody's reporting on this.
Yeah.
The same people that care so much about your health is not reporting about this Chernobyl type disaster. They're saying, "Hey, it's safe to go back. You can drink the water. Go ahead." Oh my!
Well, I
gosh.
mean, let's be fair. I mean, Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water, and that was in 2007.
Oh
like,
yeah.
And that's
you
and
know,
that's still terrible.
That's still terrible.
Yeah,
So
but that
they're-
should
they're
make you
not,
think.
You know, I know we have another slide where we're going to continue this story. So if we can go to the next one here.
We got a tweet from our based
Yo, it's my
homie.
boy, my nutritionist, my homeboy, my lifting partner, my man Ian Smith.
The based homie with the incredible
He
beard.
based as fuck.
Yeah.
So
Inconvenient facts about the chemical spill in East Palestine. 5 tankers with vinyl chloride, approximately 125 gallons, toxic. The government, this is what I said, the government burned it off instead of cleaning it up. Burning hydrogen chloride, unstable, makes it hydrochloric acid, which is what I said. Toxic gas cloud of a 10-mile radius. Just over there, and that's without, if there is no wind or anything like that.
just as is.
So again, by burning it, you have now created hydrochloric acid, which anybody who's ever watched any kind of like horror movie or movie where there's a bad guy that wants to fuck up a city, like hydrochloric acid is like one of those things. Like that is just like a toxic chemical.
See, now this is what my fear is, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but the second I saw that video of that train derailing, and this is before like the magnitude of it really like hit the masses. When I heard about that train derailing, and I started to see the pictures of the cloud that was that, because some people have taken pictures from airplanes where you can see how bad and how high these chemicals have flown up. My concern is not what's going to happen in a week from now or a month from now or 2 years from now. My concern is what's going to happen 10 years from now. Especially last week we were talking about how they're burning down all these farms. These eggs are having a hard time hatching. They're not having too many chickens. And now we have a situation where a lot of our groundwater is going to be contaminated. That means also some of that dirt's going to be contaminated.
You're talking about the entire ecosystem.
Right.
You're talking about the plant life, the animal life, the aviation, like the birds.
And
like,
this is just one train out of 6. And in the past 2 weeks, 6 of them have happened. Juan, go to the next slide. I think we got another base tweet.
5. It was 5.
5. Correction. 5 trains derailed, 1 truck spill, and now a massive 5-acre industrial fire. What are the chances of this? Okay, bring that back.
What happened? There we go. You did it again.
The feds got him.
Show business.
The CCP has hijacked us.
5 trains derailed,
Burning
1 truck
plastic.
spill, and now a massive 5-acre industrial fire in Florida, burning massive amounts of. See, why the fuck are they burning plastic? Excuse my French, but
you can't even burn leaves.
I broke the law. I'm sorry, Jasmine. Jasmine told me not to break.
But you know, this is all again. And look, you know, it's every.
But it makes you wonder.
No, there's no wondering.
Well, no, come on.
It just continues to feed the narrative inside myself that tells me that everything I've said, everything I've believed, every hill that I've stood on ready to die for is correct.
Yeah.
They are actively trying to hurt us.
Yes,
There's
this is
no way
chemical warfare.
This is chemical warfare, and this
Coming from
'cause you know
within.
what? COVID didn't work.
Yeah.
Right?
Nope,
COVID
nope.
didn't take out enough of you.
Got to kill them faster.
Not enough of you took the vaccine. Not enough of you are, not
Yeah.
enough of you listened. You know what? If you guys look, you could call me base. You could call me a conspiracy theory. Like
not
I
even
really,
conspiracy,
this is not
It's not.
conspiracy. This is happening. There has been, and one of the trucks. There was also the truck. That truck spill was poison toxic gas too. That had
The one in Michigan?
The one in Michigan. This is the one truck that was again the same thing. So it's not like I get it. Like, look, we've seen and then Pete Buttigieg went on there and
It's booby jug.
booby jug, whatever. He's useless. He's useless. And he mentioned like how about 100 trains derail a year, which it's an accurate statement, right?
Right. He's actually the sheep.
We're gonna get to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna
But
punch
the
him in the face
point
later.
is that we're not talking about an MTA train. We're not talking about a grain car,
Right.
Something full of products here.
Right.
We're talking about deadly toxic chemicals. And when you have 5 trains that have those on there and 1 truck that has one on there, and then the cherry on top of this BS Sunday, a 5-acre industrial fire burning toxic plastic, you have to ask, like, when did obviously not the people that are tuned in at 8-ish to watch us, but the people that they need to talk to, because this is important. When do you wake up?
Well,
Sorry to cut you off, but there's something I want to bring up because Jazz, I showed you this movie, and I don't know if you ever seen a movie called Monopoly before.
No.
oh, so good.
Everybody that's watching this right now, I want you to go home and check out a movie called Monopoly by a guy called Tim Gillen. Not Ghislaine Maxwell, not that scumbag. Tim Gillen. He created a movie called Monopoly. It's gonna put a lot of things into perspective. And this is a documentary that it's done in such a way where it's done in such a way where you're supposed to kind of debunk what this guy's talking about. You can literally follow everything that he's done. You can go and check the stocks yourself, and you can see he basically puts together that every major corporation, not just in the United States, but damn near everywhere around the world, is controlled by two organizations, Vanguard and BlackRock, and they all tie into one another.
For real.
You see where I'm going with this, right?
For real.
So now we're talking 7 different incidents in a 2-week period, all of them dropping crazy harmful chemicals being burned on farmlands. I wonder where all that money's funneling in from. I wonder who pulls all the strings for all these rail lines. I want to know who actually runs the contracts for these rails, who owns these trains, who owns the chemical plants. At the end of the day, they all get tied back to that same organization. And sometimes it's easy for people to say, oh, the one world government, that's bullshit. That's a conspiracy theory. It's not true. And look, while as of right now, there is no one world government, one thing's for certain, every single corporation across the planet is controlled by a centralized organization.
Are we sure about that?
I'm positive.
No, about the one world government.
I'm positive that's going to happen.
No, that it's not already in existence.
Well, they're working on it.
It's
They're
happening.
definitely working on it.
Oh, it's happening.
Because... And here's proof of this. Here is absolute proof of this. I was having this conversation with someone, and they're like, oh, you mean to tell me every single company, all of them all together are all in cahoots?
Yes.
And I said, you notice how when the Summer of Love riots, as they called it, the George Floyd, right? Remember when that happened? What did every major corporation do within an hour of those protests starting to happen?
Black square on
Everyone
Instagram.
had a black square, right? Remember,
Wait, you didn't do a black
fuck
square?
no.
Come on,
so
man.
now as soon as the Ukraine situation happened, what did everybody do? Black
Ukrainian
square.
flag. No, it's the Ukrainian flags.
Well, Ukrainian flag. No, well, it's all a psyop at this point. All of it.
Yeah.
When France got attacked, or there was that situation that happened in France, everybody had the French flag, right?
yeah.
No French jokes tonight.
No
French jokes
no
tonight.
premises.
No.
Damn, son.
When it was Gay Month, everybody put
I think it's called Pride Month.
Pride.
Pride Month.
Listen.
Well,
When
you know what month it is now.
it's our month.
Whoa. What's that? My brother. It's our month.
He's Cuban, he's black.
History. We out here. Yo,
Don't let the
that's
rest of it fool
don't
you.
even get. It's a whole sidebar. I personally believe it's racist to give y'all the shortest month of the year.
You know what? I never even thought of it that
give
way.
the black people February. Like, it misses one weekend.
Give those motherfuckers 28
ra-
days.
it's
All they need is
racist.
28 days.
It's racist
Listen,
in
man,
itself,
let them
man.
think they got something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But no, you're right. I literally was having this conversation the other day, and because we were watching a documentary about like something about Disney, like how it's made, and I was like, I want to know, like, could you buy like all Disney? Like, I was sitting there Googling, like, you could technically buy all of Disney. It's like $139 billion. And I was like,
Still
but the
money.
way the shares go, so I like, who owns the majority share of Disney? Because I wanted to know, like, does the Disney family own it?
Yes.
The Disney family owns less than 3% of all of Disney.
Yep.
Do you know who owns the top 2 amount of Disney share?
Who?
Vanguard or BlackRock?
Vanguard
One or two.
and
BlackRock.
And BlackRock. The
Yeah.
number 1 is Vanguard, and they own like 8 or 9% of Disney, and then BlackRock owns 7% of Disney.
You see-
so they incorporate 20% of all Disney. And what a lot of people don't know, and I'm not to
No,
jump
go
in
ahead.
front of you, but I think this is very important that people don't know. BlackRock and Vanguard are the same company because the board. No. Listen to this.
One has,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
The entire board of BlackRock sits on the board of directors for Vanguard.
Correct, but there's one thing that you're missing.
Tell me.
There's still another layer of shareholders.
Yeah.
The majority
And
the
they're
majority,
unknown.
The majority of the shareholders so for example, when you check out this documentary, everything you just said is what they do, right? So they say, listen, debunk everything I'm talking about, right? Go on Yahoo Finance, go on any one of these stock tracking companies, right?
Yeah.
Pull up any stock you want, and then look for who owns the majority of the shares. 98% of the
Is
time,
Vanguard or
it's going to be
BlackRock?
Vanguard,
Yeah.
BlackRock, Berkshire Hathaway. But
Oh,
when you
yeah.
trace them all the way back, if you trace BlackRock all the way to the top, you'll see that Vanguard owns the majority of those shares. When you
Right.
try and see who owns the majority of the shares of Vanguard, all the information's so obfuscated, it's impossible to find out who actually owns the damn
Right,
thing.
but basically what I'm saying is while they might be two separate entities, they're basically both
basically
one
what?
and the same
Yeah,
thing.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, you're Billy, I'm Dave, but we're both Revive.
Right.
You get what I'm
Right,
saying?
right,
like,
right.
it's two different things, but it's the
Right.
same
It's
shit.
the same
bro. It's
conspiracy.
a psyop. It's a psyop. So the Biden administration.
Wait, hold on. I just sorry.
Right. Sorry. We cut off Jasmine. That's right. Sorry. Our special guest. We forgot. Nobody leaves baby in the
Damn,
corner.
son.
Special.
Nobody leaves
So
baby in the
what
corner.
I wanted to bring up before, so the train company. So they a couple weeks before this derailment in Ohio took place, there were quite a few changes. And what was it? Norfolk Southern is the name of this.
Right.
rail.
That's one
Yeah.
of them.
So they spent millions and they had a hand in getting these regulations changed right before, just a couple weeks before this derailment. They also cut out staff. They cut out a large chunk of their staff, and there was concerns that was going to impinge on the safety concerns, and as well as what else?
Weren't
See,
there a
now
lot
I lost my train of
Hang on.
thought.
I'm-
Now
I'm-
I lost
I'm sorry for
all
cutting
this
you off.
BlackRock and Vanguard
But
talk,
it's true.
and
But
now
like,
I'm like,
look, to summarize, like what you're saying, does any of that surprise you?
no, not at
I
all.
mean,
They
listen,
spent
you
so
mean-
much
you mean
money
like-
on lobbying and everything else. They changed this, but going back to what you're saying, this is definitely an attack from within.
I mean, look, it's the same exact garbage that happened during 9/11, right? Right before 9/11, didn't they take out like a multi-million dollar
Yes.
insurance policy on the Trade Center?
Yeah.
And also a couple days before it, I think it was Donald Rumsfeld or somebody else warned of the Pentagon being attacked,
Yep.
and the Pentagon was being
Whoa.
the Pentagon was
Yeah.
being fucking audited
Right in the financial sector.
right at the financial
Yeah.
section, and there happened to be an explosion. Oh, and then if you go back and you look into it, they actually reinforced the walls of that one specific part of the Pentagon to withstand a missile. Like, bro, like the people don't want to wake up. This has been like I've been awake since 9/11. When you start
9/11
looking at
woke
stuff
a
like
lot
that.
of people
Yeah.
up, bro.
Because okay, maybe that shit happened the way they say it happens, but
Right.
all the other pieces don't make sense. Why would you take out an insurance policy? Why would you repair the Pentagon wall? Why would you change the people that were doing the safety regulations? Why would you fire people? Right? All these things you have to ask. Same thing we talked about a few weeks ago.
They also had a hand in changing how these types of cars were supposed to, handle toxic chemicals.
Right.
So
So
the
this
fake
was not deemed. This was not deemed, a highly toxic, I guess, freight car. Like the way they were wording it.
They change it to fit the narrative. Just like, did you know that
Exactly.
the FDA also approves a certain amount of plastic in your food? They also allow a certain amount of maggots in your food. You're allowed a certain amount of pesticides in your food just because they moved the goalpost of what's acceptable.
Right.
But look, we literally talked about this a few weeks ago. Billy brought up a topic about how Google and Amazon and people were laying people off.
Yeah.
Right? So like what we're doing right now, reporting this stuff to new people, we're literally playing catch up because they have decided this stuff weeks before it's happened. This is not an accident.
Exactly.
These are planned things that are happening here, and people need to understand that we're reporting stuff that has already been decided by this one world government.
That's why we're not seeing Greta and the rest of the
Where's
climate clowns.
Greta?
You know-
AOC has piped down. We have.
She's not
Where's
crying in front
Greta?
of cages. Like, none of this.
Seriously,
Come
she's
on.
not staging an arrest.
Greta got fake locked up. Now she's going on.
Smiling, bro.
You know,
But
she's going on a book tour. She's coming out
Yeah.
with a book.
Where's
this
Al?
is the
Where's Al
thing.
Gore? Right? Where are all
Exactly.
these people?
But this is
He's
what I
dodging the
say.
Hiroshima bombs that he was talking
I've
about.
I'm
been-
chasing down Man Bear Pig, guys.
I've been saying this for so long with all, so you guys know that I'm really, passionate about environmental issues.
Right.
And so I'm sorry, if you do not care about this, then you do not care about the changes in climate. You just don't.
I agree.
It's all a sustainable bag of bullshit.
we
If
talked
you
about-
don't care about this, you don't care about the changes in climate.
Billy talked about this last week when they went to Davos. Like, you want to talk about climate change as
They're
you
all
fly there
flying
on a
in
private jet.
private jets.
Like, stop virtue signaling. Get out there and help the people of Ohio.
telling us to eat bugs while they're snacking on steaks.
They're literally sitting there like, don't worry about Ohio. It's only 6 electoral votes. Trump's going to win that anyway.
Don't worry about it.
Just let him die.
Landslide victory.
Here's what'll happen, guys. They'll
you.
all die. We'll clean up the toxic waste, and we'll move in all the people from Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and we'll turn Ohio blue.
Hey.
Too much?
No, I'm saying, hey, like
So,
mocking.
so the Biden administration actually turned down sending FEMA help to Ohio. I think this article, as of a few hours ago, they might have changed their tune because why wouldn't you send this out there? Why wouldn't you send help out to the people of Ohio? There's nothing that's good about what's happening out there.
This story's
Well,
fishy.
I'll tell you why he's not sending anybody over there, man. He's like if I send FEMA over there, then we're not going to have any more money to send over Ukraine because, as you know, Vladimir Zelensky needs your money.
Did you see the video I sent you from? You ever watch Parks and Rec? You ever watch Parks and Rec?
I've watched it before. I don't know too much about the show, but I've watched.
There's literally this girl. She comes up and she's like, "Money, please," and like
that's Zelensky. We need more of your money.
More of your money. So,
please.
What do we got next? So now
Wait,
we're talking.
Hold on. Can we just go back to that?
Go back.
Yeah, really quick. So I want to just tell you that I watched the press conference yesterday with the Ohio governor, and that is not what he said yesterday. He said that he's been talking on the phone with Biden every single day, and Biden had assured him he was going to do everything he can to help Ohio out, and that they were getting access to funding and everything to, start cleaning things up, even though he said everything was fine in Ohio. So this is, I don't know.
This is the most recent article that came out about
today.
this. This is from today. This is from.
But
this is from as of like 3 p.m. this afternoon.
So,
This one here. Okay.
Yeah.
But I feel like we are getting so much misinformation just like from what I'm seeing with press conferences and what's being put out there. Because I literally watched it live yesterday.
Yeah. Well, this again, you have to understand that everything is created to distract, to divert, to change your direction. I mean, look, we're going to go to the next slide, and it's basically what we've been continuing about. But now, okay, you're looking at Ohio. What's the best way to get people to stop looking at Ohio? Now they're looking at Florida. Look at Florida. And you know, when Florida stops becoming something catchy, it's going to be the next thing. We've been saying this. This is episode 7, but we've said this every single episode, that all of this stuff is just to continue to push the narrative further and have you pay less and less attention. I mean, do you agree? Like,
I at some point, it's going to get to a point where I think they want the people to be as numb as possible to everything that's going on. Oh, train derailed, big deal. Oh, school shooting, big deal. Oh, they're stealing elections, big deal. There's no hope, nothing they do. They want everybody to be so dejected and demoralized so that these scumbags from the other side of the world can come in and take over. They want something like that to happen. And I think that George Bush. What am I talking about? I think that Bill Clinton. What am I talking about right now?
Who are we talking?
Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Joe Biden is
Damn, son.
Yeah, damn son indeed.
You just had a Joe Biden moment.
I had a Joe Biden moment.
Biden brain.
I had a Joe Biden
He's like,
moment.
listen here, I got 2 words for you, Jack. I don't know. Like, no, I'm being serious.
I had a Billy Biden moment. But first, this guy's clearly compromised right now, man. And I think that a lot of this stuff is happening on purpose because, like, if you want, think of it this way, right? I remember one of these conversations I had with my father a very long time ago. God rest his soul. He's one of the people that actually woke me up. And when we were talking about 9/11, I remember one day I'm looking out the window and I'm looking at this. And I'm like, how the hell could this have happened, bro? Like, I always thought of America like G.I. Joe. You know what I mean? Like, nobody hits America. It just doesn't happen. Right. So to see this, I just could not wrap my head around this. And my father was like, hey, you want to know about like what's going on? Like, here, check this out. He put like a little 4-disc DVD set for like World War II and Fahrenheit 9/11. He was like, start looking into that. And then when I looked into it, I started asking him more questions and then more questions. Then he bought me a computer. Then forget about it. I was all the way down deep into the rabbit hole. By the time I was 14,
What do you mean I need to subscribe?
Right? By the time this guy is stupid. By the time I was 14.
We've all been there.
By the time I was 14 or 15, I was deep in the rabbit hole, understanding that there's some madness going on in the world here, man. And I think that's they don't. You see, you can believe through my whole.
Sorry, that's like rabbithole.com. Are you 18 and up?
This guy's disgusting.
I've been breathing in all this toxic.
He needs some milk.
I need. Hey, yo. Let's go to the next slide.
Yeah, next slide. Next
slide here.
Oh, even more madness.
Madness.
It's the same thing.
The conductor was on rabbithole.com. And
Wait, hang on now. This was February 16th. This was
today.
No.
Wait, so is this something separate? Because there was a truck that derailed. I mean,
Yes,
a truck
that was
flipped in Michigan.
Arizona.
That was Arizona?
Wait,
Arizona.
no.
That was Michigan.
That was Michigan.
There was another one in Michigan.
No,
Michigan,
the truck-
Michigan
there was a
had a
truck with the
train and a truck.
Ain't that something?
So this just happened today in Detroit.
This is part of the 5 train thing. They just
5G.
separated them.
This is like wild.
So all of a sudden, conductors all across the world just forgot how to drive.
See,
I feel
now
like
now
it's
now
pretty-
more than ever, we really need to do an episode on like people getting prepped up for this, whatever the hell's gonna happen.
Well,
Well,
they're blaming
Yeah.
they're blaming the changes with that bill with upgrading the brake system. So it was how they were reporting and carrying hazardous materials. So I guess it wasn't flagged as carrying hazardous materials, but also one of the biggest things with this bill was not upgrading a really old braking system with the railway. At least that is what is being reported.
You know
Who
what?
knows? Who knows?
They
This
need
is
to be
just wild.
They need to be sued into bankruptcy then.
All of a sudden, we're having
they need to be
so
sued into
many
triple
at
bankruptcy. Fuck
once. Yeah.
They need
It
to
don't
be
make
Oh,
no
the
sense.
EPA. Everyone's got blood on their hands. This is wild.
It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't.
May it make sense.
Make it make sense. Moving on, hopefully. So, I've been, man, we've left this man alone for a little while. I wanted to go after him like that day, the day he collapsed on the field. I was
Listen,
like,
I did too,
I was like,
but I was
Billy,
like, oh, let's be.
Billy, let's go.
I know.
I want to talk about DeMar, and
I
Billy
know.
was like, "Nah, man." He's like, "It's episode 2, bro. We ain't trying to get canceled." I was like,
We're probably
"Fine."
canceled already. It's all good.
We probably are.
Exactly.
So DeMar Hamlin interviewed the other day with Michael Strahan. I only caught like the important part of the clip, and Michael Strahan was like, "Tell me," he was basically like, "Look, you're a young guy, you're in great shape, you could run circles around me. What did the doctors? How did they explain to you what happened with your heart?" And my man, I shit you not, sat there and did like a look around the room, up and down for about, I'm not even kidding, 20 seconds. 20 seconds before he decided to go, "I prefer not to get into that." Now, you have to ask yourself this question. Do you know who the number 3 contributor of the NFL was this year? Pfizer.
This game for the sheep has been brought to you by Pfizer.
I can guarantee you that the reason he didn't answer that question is because he probably had something that was in relation to the vaccine. Let's just
I
say,
don't even think it's probably
let's
anymore.
call it what it is.
I'm gonna call it what it is, bro.
There's a 90% chance that what happened to him on that field was due to the vaccine. Look, we were putting together the slideshow a few
I was just about
hours
to talk
ago.
about that, yeah.
Putting together the slideshow, and I'm going through articles, and I saw within the last 3 days probably about 7 stories of people under the age of 35 have athletes, right? And again, I'm no athlete. Like, we're literally, we ordered 3 pizzas to eat when we get out of here.
Look
We
at me. Disrespectful.
We're
Disrespectful stomachs.
FAF. And
We're
if you
faf.
can't figure out what that stands for, I ain't gonna say it.
We're faf as F.
So I'm excited. I almost wanted to bring me a slice on the show. Like, I don't even care. But we are not the healthiest Americans. But I tell you what.
But we will kick your ass if it does come down to it. I tell you what.
But here you are having
What have I ever
people.
done to make you treat me so disrespectfully?
We got new
The Godfather. What is it?
So people in peak physical condition, right? Athletes, people that literally eat, sleep, and breathe cardio, which is
Yeah.
the worst C word ever.
There's worse.
No, that's the worst. Someone says cardio, I'm like, oh my God. It's like for some people when you say moist.
Oh,
See?
no,
See?
no, no.
See,
no.
cardio is my
No,
moist.
that's
Cardio.
Not only does I'm not gonna do it.
Stop it, don't.
Cardio, yeah. It's like
Jazz is
nails,
about to melt like someone threw acid on her leg or
nails,
something.
hydrochloric acid to me.
God
So
forbid.
DeMar Hamlin, you, in my opinion, oh God, I was gonna say it. I think he died on the field. I don't think that's DeMar Hamlin. I'm gonna say it. Say whatever you want about me. There's too much weird shit going on. He was at the Super Bowl wearing a very satanic-like Jesus jacket. He doesn't have his neck tattoo anymore. They didn't show his face for the first, 4 times he was out.
He had
was
a neck
wearing-
tattoo?
He had a neck tattoo on this side. It was a P, like a Pittsburgh Pirates
Oh,
P.
you're right. He
There's
did.
no tattoo on this guy's neck anymore. The first few times they showed him, he was wearing a mask and glass, like big
didn't
old
wanna show
Mary
himself.
Kate and Ashley Olsen sunglasses. Nobody could talk to the guy. He was up in there throwing Illuminati signs in the press box. And you want me to believe that we didn't watch somebody die on the field? Think about how bad your ratings would be for the rest of the season if an NFL player that you forced to become vaccinated with an experimental jab died on national television. Let's also not forget how bad it would look for companies like Pfizer.
Who
had that
also
happen.
sponsored the
So,
Sheep Bowl.
Say whatever you want about me. I think DeMar Hamlin is dead. And
A lot of people
that's-
think that.
whatever.
A
see,
lot of people
I said it.
think
I can't
that.
take it back.
Here's what I could say, man. Especially like the amount of people that prayed for this guy, right? When he was in the hospital and all that stuff that was going on. I'm pretty sure you've seen the jacket. I think it's an ugly freaking jacket. I don't see anything nice about it. I don't see anything abstract about it.
Artsy.
This guy claims to be a Christian. That was clearly a very disrespectful shirt or jacket depicting Jesus. Yet, I believe that a lot of the stuff we're starting to see on television, whether it be in sports, it be in music and entertainment, there always seems to be some kind of edge where, like, hey, you say something about the Muslims, whoa, that's disrespectful, that's racist. Say something about the Hindus, whoa, that's racist. Say something about I'm not going to say the full word, the other guys that are like in Israel, they'll get very pissed off too. You say something about Christianity, though, it's fair game. We can make a movie about homo Jesus on Netflix. We can put this kind of nonsense on television. We can do all kinds of freaking what the hell this chick was doing on all this nonsense.
Man, we'll get to that one.
Yeah, that's on here. Yeah.
Also,
About that too.
the guy doesn't look anything like DeMar. This guy looks completely different.
To be completely honest, I've only seen him with glasses in that one little interview. I've never seen him look like before.
You know,
that.
and you know what else? Let's also talk about the minute
And a couple pictures here.
the
and there.
minute that this guy was in an ambulance. They were already printing those DeMar Hamlin jerseys with the number 3 on them for people to buy. The next game they had a week later, everybody in the stadium had the shirts, prayers for DeMar. They had all this stuff. It was a cash grab. The guy had a GoFundMe for like some local toy drive in Buffalo that was looking to raise like $15,000, and it raised like $3.5 million in the matter of like 48 hours.
It was one that he was doing?
Yeah, it was a toy drive he was doing for underprivileged kids in Buffalo, which I think is amazing.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Great, but the goal was like $15,000 on GoFundMe, and it raised like almost $4 million.
Every kid gets a PS5. You get a PS5. You get a PS5.
I'm moving to
Everyone in the
Buffalo.
city gets a PS5.
I want to play Fortnite on PS5. But again, look, that I've been holding my tongue about this. Look, we've had a podcast now for 7 weeks in a row, and this has been happening. And like, you could say I'm crazy, but you know what? Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up to me. And people need to wake up, bro. I think he died. I can't take it back.
There's a high possibility.
Let us know
he
in the
did.
comments.
Yeah, what do you guys
Do
think?
you agree?
What do you guys
We're
think?
going to engage with you at home.
How come?
DeMar Hamlin, yay or nay? Alive or dead? Let me know.
Dave wants to know.
I really want to know.
And
by the way,
it's-
that Rumble offer has expired. Nobody subscribed. I forgot after I left. I remember I offered everybody $1 if they subscribed to our Rumble.
That's right. You guys didn't subscribe to Rumble. He told you. Okay? Well no, we need to
Subscribe to Rumble. For
And
the first
Dave-
25 people that subscribe, I will Venmo
Dave
you
will
$1.
Venmo you $1.
The first 25.
The first 25?
Just to get us our
I
25.
thought it was everybody.
Bro, I understand that, but what if like 10,000 people
I thought you were
subscribe?
balling out of control.
I'm broke.
I thought you were balling out of control.
I quit my job on Friday.
To do Revive America full time.
No, my partners were just assholes.
Well, that too.
So if you're watching, good luck. On to the next slide. Idaho lawmakers introduced legislation to criminalize those who administer COVID vaccine. Do we have a round of applause
I
button yet?
know.
We need a round of applause out of that.
Hey, can I get a that's where can I get a oh yeah? That goes right there for you, Idaho lawmakers. What do you think?
Not all heroes wear capes, man.
Not all
kind of
heroes.
reminds me of like that doctor and his staff that was going around injecting kids with saline and stuff instead of actually injecting them with that mRNA crap. But to be honest, man, at this point, I think it's getting hard to deny. Never in human history have we had so many young adults just randomly dropping dead left, right, and center. Say, oh no, it's normal. It's because you're stove. You're dying because you're stove. Oh, it's because of climate change. It's too hot. That's why you're having a heart attack. Even though there's people in like the Sahara with full nightgowns that are not catching heart attacks out here, but in America, it's totally happening. So I think that someone needs to be held responsible for this. Pfizer doesn't want to answer any questions. We just had that jerk that was working for Pfizer come on here and talk about how, we're going to work on changing the virus and making all this nonsense to create a whole new vaccine. That's the kind of stuff that's going on right now. Then I'm 100% on board with that. I think the people that put this mRNA in front of everybody and essentially force everybody to take this thing with the mandates without any actual proof as to whether this thing's going to work or any long-term effects, I think they should be held accountable. So I will see you guys. Actually, I'm not going to hell, so yeah.
I might be there, so I'll see you.
son.
No,
Yeah.
you're not.
I might be there.
No, you're not. I'm praying for you. No, you're not.
Wow, Billy.
You're not going there.
Oh, Billy. All right, what do we got next? Stop with your soundboard. Who gave this guy a soundboard? Speaking of, we were just talking about the Idaho lawmakers. CBS notes a huge increase in heart attack deaths since the pandemic among the very young. Blame failures to mask and lack of vaccination.
That's why people are catching heart attacks.
Yes.
Because I didn't put a piece of paper, because I didn't have a breathable piece of cloth on my face.
Damn, son. Yo, if I'd have thought they would have worked, I would have made brand new party masks and cleaned up.
You know what? Imagine this.
Imagine this on your face.
But right here.
But the people who still believe this stuff, I mean, this is like wild. Like you said, we've never seen something like this with so many young individuals dropping like flies.
And again,
and people who are public figures.
Yeah.
Different topic, same narrative, right? What did we talk about? The American attention span is extremely short, right? I think, no offense to Americans, but y'all have the attention spans of a lab rat. You know, you guys can't keep attention. Things constantly change because what we remember, because I actually, and Billy doesn't, we don't have attention spans like that. But a few weeks ago, remember, it was eggs causing the problem with the heart.
Yep.
Then it was gas stoves. Then it was your children playing video games. Then it was this. Now it's talking about masking. Now, so when that narrative fails and people aren't buying into this, what's next? Water? What's next? Driving in your car? What's next? Oh, we found out.
Water's definitely going to be next.
No, you know what's next? Heart attacks caused by people who get 8 hours of sleep. Why? You should sleep less.
Yeah.
More at 10 o'clock.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Like a BuzzFeed
You can
headline.
see that. Is getting the recommended 8 hours causing you myocarditis? Tune in at 10 o'clock. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when does owning a house pet cause, like, our goldfish? Like, you know what? Where does it stop? When do you draw the fucking line and go, no? It has nothing to do with the fact that I play video games.
Is your heart starting to swell? It may be H2O. You may have to switch to Brawndo.
I can't wait till I'm watching South Park in my mid-40s, right? And it's 3 o'clock in the morning on Comedy Central, and some old dude that looks like the diabetes guy comes on. And he looks you dead in the face, and he goes, do you or anybody you know take the COVID-19 vaccine? You may be entitled to compensation.
I got myocarditis.
Followed by the Joe Namath, why you should invest in Roth IRA gold. Lego! I almost bought it because I like Broadway Joe.
Hey!
But it's coming. It's coming. It has nothing to do with video games. It's got nothing to do with eggs. It's got nothing to do with sleep. It's to do with the fact that you allowed a company make billions of dollars while guinea pigging you all year.
Guinea pig.
Don't be a sheep, man. Don't let them sheep you.
Don't let them sheep you. Oh,
yeah.
speaking of being awake.
Woke.
No, woke. Go woke, go broke.
That's right. We don't go broke here.
Awake.
Awake.
I'm not asleep. I'm awake.
Open them.
Abre tu ojos, cabrón.
Abre tu ojos.
Mira.
Okay.
Look into my eyes.
Nothing to see here. Aaron Rodgers insinuates government is shooting down.
God damn it.
What happened here?
I don't know.
Bring that back.
Juan, stop eating pizza and work on the slides.
I want pizza.
I want pizza too.
Wait, you guys are not seeing the slide? The slide is still
you
up.
showed me the CBS slide. We moved on. There we go.
there
we go. Perfect.
go.
Okay.
Wait,
Nothing
what
to
the-
see
what-
here.
You guys are seeing that late then. Sorry.
Aaron Rodgers insinuates government is shooting down UFOs as a distraction from the release of Epstein files.
I concur.
Bam.
I concur.
agree.
While I concur,
concur.
I really do believe something is going on with China and the United States right
China. You didn't say it right.
now. China.
China.
Emphasis on the I when you say China.
Shit, no, it's a Y. It's not even an I.
Yeah.
It's CHYNHA. China. China.
China.
The only thing I don't like more than China are the French. I told you I couldn't do it. So Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Fame first ballot quarterback for the Packers, who might actually be coming to my New York Jets next year. Nothing to do with that. Was on a podcast talking about how, again, they are distracting you from paying attention to what is really happening. So, again, we didn't do a slide about this, but since we last spoke last week about the Chinese balloon being shot down, there was 3 more unidentified flying objects. One in Canada, one over Alaska, and the other one over Lake Michigan. Yo, Michigan been getting banged on this week. You had a UFO, a truck spill, and a train crash. And the Detroit Lions still suck.
Wait, pause.
Damn, son.
That just makes me think about something. Remember what I said last time, though, bro? So hang on. You saw they saw something over Canada, saw something over Michigan, and they saw something over Alaska, right?
Yep.
I don't think those balloons are coming from China, bro. I think they're coming from Canada. I think that because the Chinese, they have personnel in Canada, bro.
They got personnel here. Eric Swalwell was sleeping with one of them.
Well, he's a scumbag, that guy. It's like, the Chinese spy. That's right. He had a Chinese spy who was sleeping. So
Fang.
These guys are Fang. That was
Fang.
right? Yeah, these guys are crafty. But I'm almost positive they're coming from Canada. All three of those areas, they're in the northern part of our country, man. I don't think it flew all the way from fucking China. That's for damn sure. Where else did it come from?
Well, like I told you last week, they did find American writing on the bottom of these things, which means that it was a subcontractor. But again, I think it goes deeper than this. At this point, it is a distraction. It's a look up here, pay no attention to what's happening on the ground.
Yep.
We're poisoning your water supply. We're killing your livestock. We're dividing the country. We're screwing you over with bills that are going to go astronomical. We're going to continue to push our narrative, and you're busy worried about a hot air balloon.
Bro, it's the same thing with space, man. Like me personally, call me crazy, call me conspiracy theorist, bro.
Do it.
I think
No, let him do it.
I think the whole space thing is nonsense, bro. We know a hell of a lot more about what's going on in the skies, where the stars are located, more than we even know what the hell's in our own damn water.
Facts. Dude, we've
never even explored our water,
10% of the ocean. 75% of the earth is water. We know 10%.
You know what's crazy is I remember there was an article that I read back in 2011 or in 2012 about an entire city they found right off the coast of Egypt, Thonis Heraklion. It was an entire city, bro. A whole entire city underwater. They pulled up artifacts, statues, whole bunch of stuff. They pulled it up. So there's a whole entire freaking world down there. There'd probably be a hell of a lot more we don't even know about.
And based on what they found,
I didn't want everybody looking over there.
They were way more civilized and advanced for the time than we are now.
I don't doubt it.
Absolutely.
I don't doubt it. How the hell did they build that? How did you do this?
I still don't believe the pyramids were built by slaves.
Well, I don't think if they were, if they were, it wasn't built with sleds. That's for damn sure. They
All I'm
definitely
gonna say is, listen. As a I grew up in an Italian family, and if you've ever been to the beach, if you're Italian, you ever been to the beach with your Italian family, you're bringing snacks. Have you ever tried to drag a beach cooler in the sand? It weighs like 1,000 pounds, and the only thing that's in there is prosciutto and mozzarella. And imagine dragging blocks, how you could build it. It doesn't make any sense. The geometrical shape of it, the perfection of it, the fact that it's lined up with the stars perfectly. You want me to believe that underfed Jewish slaves were able to drag these out there with elephants? I'm not buying it.
Listen, like that I'm not doubting the mathematical capability, but one thing I believe is like if those pyramids were built by humans, they weren't built using wood and sled and chisels and none of that nonsense. I don't think it was aliens. I call bullshit on that.
You believe in aliens?
No, I do not.
Come on.
I do not believe in aliens at all.
How?
I don't.
Come on.
I think it's a complete psyop, and in fact, I think that's what. Let's go down this rabbit hole right now. Let's go down this rabbit hole.
No, I'm just gonna say.
Hang on, pause. Hang on, we gotta go down the rabbit hole.
I could definitely go.
Do you believe in aliens?
Okay, I'll tell you what I do believe. I believe that
Project Bluebeam. That's all I'm saying, man.
Listen, I think that there's a lot at play, and I feel like we are seeing, a massive psyop with a lot of that taking place. But I do believe that there is something. I don't know what that something is, but it's not coming from above. It's coming from within. Now,
you mean the other side of Antarctica that we can't visit?
Yeah.
Damn, son. Billy
Operation
put me on
Hot
Jump. How you can't go to the other side of Antarctica. There's a certain point you can't go past in Antarctica.
So there's a lot. So you're finding pyramids in Antarctica. And what I find to be very interesting is that you have this, committee of countries that is protecting.
Well, I think it's like 135 out of 150
it's
countries
wild.
said no.
Absolutely wild, which now going back to space and NASA and the money that gets funneled, I think that, like Billy said, it's crazy. It's crazy that we know so much about the stars, what's billions of light years away. But we don't know. But we don't know what's in, the depths of our oceans.
We don't know
that
that
are right
you
here.
can't burn hydrochloroquine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
we
know that there was water. We know there was water on Mars, but we can't clean up an oil spill.
Exactly.
I mean,
but really interesting. Ghislaine Maxwell, started
she's an alien.
Might as well be for doing all that demonic stuff to children.
Exactly.
No human out here
she started. She started this. organization called Terramar, and that was to protect our oceans. And so you could become a citizen of Terramar. And she actually started speaking at the UN about how the ocean was this country. The ocean was a country, and you could become a citizen.
That's what she believes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when she was arrested, if you look at her briefing and where they're asking her questions, so you're a citizen of, the United States as well as, the UK and Terramar. She has a passport where saying that she's from Terramar. So there was a lot of speculation. Yes.
Is that like an island or something?
No, she's
That's
saying
the
it's
ocean. It's the ocean.
She's a resident of the ocean.
But do you know what the capital of Terramar is?
This is the thing. So she started this company, and you could actually, if you look up Mouthy Buddha, who makes really good, documentaries, mini docs. He actually made a documentary about Terramar and Ghislaine Maxwell. So the whole purpose for Terramar was to protect our oceans, and then it turned into this huge thing where she's parading around, for optics and everything else. But while people started looking into it, it was basically to have, a tightened, to have more control of the, you couldn't get into, look into it.
We could definitely, we should bring that up and talk
you want to get into a rabbit hole? Dive into that one.
For the concept of time, we are going to continue. But I will say, all I'm going to say on this topic is that if the concept of everything they've taught us about space is real, and we don't understand it, I mean, they've even said we can't see more than a percentage, like 1% of the universe. I think it's just completely narrow-minded to think we are the only form of intelligent life.
Why is everything CGI? That's it.
Right. So I'd like to believe it because maybe there's hope that there's something better out there. But
where's the real pictures? You have satellites up there.
Do we?
And exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
You know what? And I will say
if
this.
we had satellites, how come we can't have real pictures?
My mom put me onto this. How come everybody go look up pictures of the world from every country, right? From space, right? Look up China, Russia, the UK, United States. Look at what their picture of the world looks like from space. It's all different. It all looks different.
But that's what I'm saying. Like typically when those countries show themselves from space, they typically have their country in the center as the
No, but even when they show like a globe picture, it all looks different.
Oh, like those pictures, yes.
And
yes,
if there's so many satellites out there, how come you never see them in any of the photos? Where are all the satellites, Billy?
Questionable.
All right, moving on.
Why can't we have a real photo?
All right, you know what? I'm calling it now. Episode 8 is conspiracy episode. We're not even going to do news. We're going to bring in our favorite conspiracy, and next week is going to be episode 8. If you're still here, enjoy the ride.
I love rabbit holes.
Rabbit hole episode.
We'll go down
So every 8th episode moving forward will be a conspiracy
wear tinfoil
episode.
hats? Can we wear tinfoil hats for the episode?
I always have mine under this hat. So I'm good to go.
I really
am good
would totally
to go.
wear my tinfoil
Our
hat.
topic's going to be one hell of an episode.
Episode 8.
Oh
Let's
my
get it. I'm
gosh,
so
yes!
ready.
Episode 8, tune in. We're going to
Tune
dive into some really crazy topics
Let's
that
go.
we haven't spoken about yet.
Moving. Speaking of a whole weirdo that wants to move to space, I mean, this guy's.
Pause for a second, man.
Neuralink.
Speaking of conspiracy, man. Jasmine, you notice anything interesting about this gentleman up here?
He's the world's richest man in the world.
What he's wearing right now?
Yeah. What else is he wearing?
I can't see. Your hat's in the way.
He's wearing a piece of armor. Wow, what happened to the screen?
It was.
Guys, I'm never changing the screen. I don't know how you guys are
all right, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
It's back. But he's wearing some body armor with the symbol of the head of Baphomet. Right?
Oh.
Not only does he have the symbol of Baphomet on the center of his chest, but there's also an inverted cross right on the center of Baphomet's skull.
I guess it depends on how you look at it.
No, it's clearly an inverted skull. It's clearly an inverted cross on Baphomet.
I'm messing.
You know what I mean? It clearly is.
These people are all in bed together.
Well,
who is he sitting with at the Super Bowl? Enough said. So for Elon Musk, next to Rupert Murdoch.
Is that the head of Fox News?
He owns everything in the media. So basically, Elon Musk has recently come out speaking how he's so anti-establishment.
Well, that's what this was saying. He was at the World Government Summit.
Yes, and this is the same guy who is sitting in a box with Murdoch, and then on top of that, this is the guy that wants to inject or implant these
microchips.
Yeah, microchips called Neuralink into everybody so we could, track everything. And this is
found
just.
Which-
They're
what'd you
all in
find?
bed.
The
At
mop?
the end of the
so
day,
no. I'm sorry to cut you off, but this is
always
not-
cutting me off.
I'm sorry, Jasmine. I'm sorry.
I'm the star of the show.
Let her finish. Because
No, I'm done.
I'm sorry.
She's
Jasmine.
done.
I'm done.
I'm sorry, Jasmine.
No,
The
I
floor is
agree.
yours.
You know what? Just when you want to like Elon Musk, he be doing some suspect stuff. Like, I'm like 50-50 Elon
Trust
Musk.
nobody.
Listen,
I do like
Trust
Elon, though.
nobody.
I've been saying it from the very beginning, man. Look, doing cool stuff, great, Elon. But this guy's 100% controlled opposition, in my opinion, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just Elon, keep pumping that Dogecoin, baby.
and then-
That's it.
And then when I see stuff like this, it's like, number one, okay, you don't believe in God, right? As you say, fine. Yeah, why are you going around rocking all the satanic crap? If you don't believe in God and you don't believe in that, then why are you rocking this, right? Then there's another image I seen of this guy at I think it was the Met Gala, where he went over there with his wife, Grimes, whatever. Do you remember what was written on the back of his jacket?
what?
Novus Ordo Seclorum was written on the back of his
New
jacket.
And for those,
World
including me, what does that
Order.
mean?
So that is Latin for New Order of the World. It's also what's written on the back of the dollar. It's one of the slogans of the New World Order. Why would you even wear something like that? What is the point? My question is this, right? So for the people that are like, oh, it's conspiracy, right? Why go out of your way to wear you're the
Episode
richest
8.
You're the richest man on the planet. Why go out of your way to wear a jacket that says that?
Because he can.
Yeah.
Because he can?
Because he can.
And he can also do that too,
Yeah,
right?
he
Because
can
he
do that
can.
too.
It's got
people-
nothing to do with subliminal messaging.
I'm sure it does, but again,
That's absolutely why he's done
Elon
it.
Musk could literally do whatever he wants.
Yeah, but that's
They're
exactly
pushing,
why he's
but
done
this
that.
is the thing. Yes, it's all about subliminal messages, but they've gotten to the point where all the satanic stuff is just so blatant that it's so in your face and it's so obvious what they are doing. And I'm just
we have a
surprised-
clip of what he said over
Oh,
here.
go ahead.
So
Let's
This is
roll
why
the clip.
this is why it's like, okay, I like what you said there, Elon, but at the same time, I don't trust you as far as I can throw you, and I don't think that's very.
I
well,
never
let's,
did trust him.
Let's hear what he had to say. I thought it was pretty good.
It was, but still don't trust him.
World Government Summit. But
This is
I
like the
think
World
we should
Government
be
Summit.
maybe a little bit concerned about actually becoming too much of a single world government. If I may say that we want to avoid creating a civilizational risk by having, frankly, this may sound a little odd, too much cooperation between governments. If you look at, say, at history and the rise and fall of civilizations, that really all throughout history, civilizations have risen and fallen, but it hasn't meant the doom of humanity as a whole, because there've been all these separate civilizations that were separated by great distances, and so, say like while Rome was falling, Islam was rising, and so you had like the sort of caliphate doing incredibly well while Rome was doing terribly. And that actually ended up being a source of preservation of knowledge and many scientific advancements. And so, so I think we want to be a little bit cautious about being too much of a single civilization, because if we are too much of a single civilization, then if the whole thing may collapse.
All right, cut that.
I'm obviously not suggesting war or anything.
So
Absolutely. Do I trust
And I
him?
know this is called the world.
It's enough out of you. Do I trust him? Absolutely not. Do I agree with him in this specific instance?
Yeah,
Yes.
I do.
I do agree with
Controlled
him.
opposition.
don't you find it weird that the world literally is fighting with each other, everybody, but then they all get together in a room and sit down and pretend to play nice? That's when I think
World
again.
government.
I was
You
looking at
know-
who attended. Every single country was in attendance, basically. I
Who
think
is-
except North Korea.
Who is that wrestler that ran for who was governor of
Jesse
California?
Ventura.
See,
Jesse
I think
Body
he said
Ventura.
it, I think he said it best.
Yeah,
he
but
was
he
like
turned
politics.
soft when he became
Liberal as hell
politics.
now,
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I think he, described it perfectly. When he was describing politics as it was being the same as wrestling. In the ring, you're going at it.
Yep.
You are duking it out, and then afterwards, everyone goes out for drinks with each other.
we learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we've seen it firsthand.
Oh.
These politicians will literally kick each other in the face, and then they all sit
Hey,
together.
you want to go out
I
with
mean,
some
prime
linguine
example.
later?
You heard about
They
Senator,
go to these
you heard about-
conventions. They're all patting each other on the back.
Have you not heard about Senator Sam Thompson? You know who Senator Sam Thompson is, right?
No.
Break it
He-
down.
He's the senator in my district, Old Bridge area.
Oh, well, we're up
He-
here,
Okay.
bro.
All right, but he's been the state senator for 20, 30 years,
Like
maybe.
Pascal,
Term
basically.
Guy's been there
limits.
forever. Republican.
Term
Is he good?
limits.
hear me out. Republican guy. I've walked with Senator Sam Thompson, been to his fundraisers. Everyone loves Sam because Sam is just an old happy man from staple, bro. He's like peanut butter and jelly. Like
Can't get rid of him.
Can't get rid of him. This guy literally doesn't campaign, doesn't do shit. He just raises money, and like everyone loves Sam. The Dems love Sam. Republicans love Sam. But lately, Sam has been playing too nicely with the other side. Phil Murphy was actually about to be indicted by Republican legislators for the things that he did with the state funds and all the stuff during COVID. Sam Thompson was the one vote that voted no.
Really?
Sam Thompson, as of 3 days ago, was introduced by Phil Murphy as the newest member of the Democrat Party as state senator.
He just flipped that scumbag.
The guy's 80-something years old.
Oh,
This isn't like a me or you, like a guy in his 30s or something that was like, you know what, I've seen the light. This is a dude from Kentucky, from like the South, like Republican. All of a sudden now you're a Democrat.
Maybe he was one of them old school Democrats. You know, the ones that wear the sheet over their head and burn the cross of our Lord and Savior Jesus
Like the
Christ and
ones
chase
that
people that look
started
like
the
me.
KKK.
Yes, one of them Democrats from the South. Maybe he's one of them.
People forget that one.
Probably one of them people.
Tune in for episode 8 where we break that shit
They don't
down.
like black people, especially black Republicans like myself. He's probably one of them people from down there.
Speaking of
yes.
Massachusetts, Murphy,
Right. Massachusetts.
you know what? We talk about this all the time. For all the money you have, buy some Invisalign.
Now he wants you to know.
All that money you
I'm
took,
so rich, I'm not gonna fix him.
all that
You'll
money
never
that
forget my face.
all that money that you took from New Jersey out of COVID relief to buy SUVs, you couldn't buy Invisalign.
I don't think he cares.
So,
Yeah.
Phil Murphy has said that New Jersey will now target 100% clean energy to require all electric cars by 2035.
That's ridiculous. That's nonsense to me.
First of all, it's never going to happen.
No.
Number two, Phil Murphy is a jackass.
Okay, let me just chime in right now. So he's talking about clean, sustainable energy. That's something
Right.
that he ran his campaign on. Two things: legalizing marijuana and making sure that New Jersey will become sustainable by 2050.
But he's now changed it to 2035.
Well,
That's
this
what
is
it
the
says.
thing. Okay, so as I said before, New Jersey is one of the most toxic, most
yeah.
contaminated states. It is the most contaminated state in the whole entire country, and it has the most amount of Superfund sites. We have the most for being one of the smallest states, one of the most densely populated states, meaning that every one of us is living either near or on top of a Superfund site. Now, this guy who's so environmental, what's he doing? You barely hear him talk about that,
So
but he talks about clean energy.
I don't want to spend too much time on Phil because I don't like him.
I
But,
can't
but
stand
here's the reality, and this is why he's doing this. Phil Murphy is pandering to the green New Democrats,
He's been
the
doing
independent
this.
voters, because we all know that Phil Murphy has his eyes set on Sleepy Joe's
But
seat.
he's been doing this.
I
He's-
understand, but it's a pander tactic. Number one, Joe Biden literally just said at his State of the Union that we need to keep drilling because we're going to need gasoline for at least the next 10 years. So you're saying in the next 12 years that everyone's going to have EV vehicles, which would, by the way, I'm a Ford shareholder because I do like Ford. Ford has actually halted productions of their
Yeah,
electric
we should've
trucks
put that story
because
up
of
there,
their
too.
batteries. So while you're out here trying to pander that New Jersey's going to be fully electric, the companies that are making these cars can't keep up with the production, let alone the fact of all the poisoning to the environment
Oh,
that
Look
these
at the
cobalt
Teslas
mines
that
are.
are blowing up.
Oh,
These
yeah.
Teslas.
I don't trust it. I was literally having this conversation earlier. I will never buy an electric
No,
car. You'll never get me
absolutely
to
not.
do it.
No.
No.
Never.
Nope.
So you could be stuck in the middle of absolutely nowhere. So long as you got a spark to that battery and a little thing of gas,
Also,
you'll be
the
good
fact
to go.
that if the government got one of these and could go boop, turn Billy Prempis' car off, because I don't like what
Oh,
Billy
yeah.
Prempis says. I
Yeah,
don't like how you
disconnect
move.
from
They
the
put a kill
grid.
switch in.
Right.
Yeah.
You never thought about that? What happens if there's a blackout? What happens if they disconnect it? Like an EV goes off. Obviously, yeah, your computer chips will be fried, but those old cars that don't have computer chips will still work.
I have a theory about Mr. Snaggletooth over here.
Hate him.
See, he's trying to run for president, right? I think it's no
Yes.
secret he's trying to run for
He
president.
won't make it.
I know. Hang on, though. Hang on, though. This is my theory.
All right.
First off, this guy's not from New Jersey.
Massachusetts.
Dude's absolute Manchurian candidate, right? Dude's a foreigner, came out here, works with all these other groups, World Health Organization, World Economic Forum, all that stuff. I don't think he's running to be picked by the Democratic establishment as president. I think he's running to be picked by the global establishment to be the president. And I think that there's a race to the bottom. Who can destroy their state the fastest? Newsom is doing the exact same thing. Literally the exact same things that Governor Murphy is. Now, these are two leaders that are in charge of an entire state trying to spiral it into the ground. Outside of potentially Hakeem Jeffries, who I think is Obama 2.0 scumbag, but if outside of him or Joe Biden trying to run again, these two guys are definitely going to run. Now, we know they're not doing a great job. But if I wanted to control the world and America has to fall, who am I going to finance to get that done? We already know that George Soros is throwing billions of dollars in just the election, and that's just George Soros. We're not talking about other outsiders that are going to be getting into this.
I hope he's not around for 2024.
Who, Soros?
Yeah, he's like, what, 94?
The guy's living on a pacemaker or something for all I know right now.
He's living on adrenochrome.
He probably is.
Come back for
That's
episode 8.
Come back episode 8.
Episode 8. I can't wait. It's going to be so lit.
It's gonna be a
So
fun
lit.
one.
All right. But no, you're right. Those are the guys. This is another one. I read this, and like it wasn't really a news topic, but I just wanted to talk about the sensitivity.
Hang on. We should
Are you eating pizza?
I want pizza.
Son of a gun.
hang on. We should be inclusive
So
and let our female speak before she becomes extinct.
is that the
What
dessert?
do you mean?
Well, this article right here.
I can't say.
So
Please.
they now want to replace the term mother and father with egg producing and sperm producing, and also avoid terms like fitness because woke scientists say that it is a harmful phrase. So if you were pregnant, you would no longer be a mother. They actually want to get rid of the terms mother
Welcome
and
to
father.
Clown
You're a
Town.
birthing person with egg.
Listen,
you're
what's
an
that?
egg-producing birthing
Oh,
person.
my
What's that phrase
God.
I say all the time? Give them bread in circuses and,
Yeah.
and everything will be fine.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what this is. So men are now considered sperm donors, which is usually what a woman calls a father that doesn't do anything. But now that's just the accepted
They're
vernacular
just
for
trying
what
to
to call
break down,
everything you know.
Everything.
Everything you know. So I'm going to, it's just,
You know what's scary about this? DC Drano posted a video a while back, and I was going to post it to my Instagram, but then life got in the way.
Rogan?
Rogan, yeah.
I like Rogan.
Rogan's a good dude.
Yeah.
He posted a video on his Instagram a while back, and I was gonna repost it. Lost my train of thought, but the video is actually really freaking scary, man. It's a bunch of little kids in China, right? These kids can't be more than 8 years
with
old.
the guns.
Yo, these
Oh,
kids,
no, that was the other
was
day.
a
Bro.
Gun, yeah.
bro, little kids
I know.
Bro.
disassembling freaking handguns, putting them back together like it ain't
Gun
no one's
safety,
business.
yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah, here in the United States, bro, we got people in college and in high school and even in grammar school talking about something. You need to be gender affirming. You can cut your dick
Bro.
off at any moment. You can be a completely different
Dude, we have
species
American
at
citizens
any day of the week.
That can't change tires
They're
on a car.
teaching these kids to become like freaking assassins.
Dude.
And we're over here worried about what color of all this other nonsense that has nothing to do
What
with anything in the
pronouns
real
are
world
we
right now.
going with
Look,
today?
I am obviously a gun owner, right? And I've disassembled, my rifle, my pistol, to clean it. And those 8-year-olds put me to shame.
Listen,
these
son, not
kids,
me.
these kids took that thing down, bang, 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 bang. They disassembled a 9mm handgun in probably about 10 seconds.
I'll still suplex one of those motherfuckers.
I'll fight you, but you have
shit
to
out that
understand,
little
bro.
kid.
Their population is like 4-1, dog. They might be small, but all it takes is 8 of them.
Listen, man.
You ain't that strong.
Listen, bro. I'm 6'2", 285 pounds. I got a mean drop kick, bro.
They
They
just
don't want
fucking they stack up like
That's
a fucking
exactly why they
totem
don't want
pole.
the drop kick. They're all going
But
down.
yeah, so while we're focused on being woke, other countries are focused about being ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
because
that
a
is
war
what
is coming.
scares me.
I believe a war is actually
The
coming.
war is already upon us, my friend.
It's already.
It's like that Game of Thrones where they kept saying winter is coming, but what you learn at the end of it, sorry if you've never watched Game of Thrones, that winter had always been there. It was like this foreshadowing, like winter's coming, like bruh, it's been here.
Like, don't you see the snow?
Dude, it's cold. Poppy, my man wearing shorts. Yo,
My man wearing shorts out here.
don't think we forgot about you, Eric Adams. There's not a slide, but did you see Eric Adams actually wants to reinstate mandates for the vaccine because he didn't think it was fair that some people got to do whatever they wanted over the last 2
He
years.
wants to reinstate it?
Reinstate
Yo,
the
New York,
mandates.
I missed
impeach
that.
this guy, man. Impeach this guy.
I know, I didn't. So what do we got next? Because I know we've been falling way behind.
Oh, it's that time.
It's time for where's the button at?
Yes, guys. You may have noticed that I'm actually sweating up a storm up here. That's because I'm all
Is
wired.
that what it is?
I am all wired up
Yo,
on that Ice H2O
Ice
fuel
H2O.
provided by Ice H2O out in Carlstadt, New Jersey, 339 Hackensack Street. You can go and get them at the location. We got a case for $6 a pop, or you can get it on Amazon for $25
Yo,
if
listen.
you're lazy, but that's stupid. Go and pick it up in Carlstadt.
True story. I learned my lesson. This is no joke.
He was super wired.
Go watch episode 5. I didn't let Billy speak at all.
He drank like
And
this
you
much.
have Jasmine and Billy in here, both hopped up on Ice H2O. It's cocaine in a can, baby. That's what that stuff is, bro.
This is more
I like
caffeine than you probably need. But I needed this because I had no energy
Yeah.
before I got on the
No,
show.
I don't get it because I take 400 milligrams of pre-workout before I go to the gym every day, and that 100 milligrams in there has me yacked.
And don't sleep on it because, like me,
You can't sleep on it, bro. I played Fortnite till 5 a.m. with that shit.
Yeah, I drank 75% of this bottle in one gulp. I was super thirsty. Then I realized how much of a critical error I just made when
Why
I
are you
did
so
that.
sweat? I told you.
Mistake.
I told you. If you don't know, now you know.
It's
Ice
delicious and
H2O,
refreshing.
339 Hackensack Street, Carlstadt, New
Ice.
Jersey.
Let's go. Oh, my.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl, so you got to take this
All
one.
right. Again, outside of the fact that I Rihanna
Read the title.
Rihanna grabs crotch and smells hand. Now listen. Listen. I was at a Super Bowl party where there was a bunch of little females that were OD excited for Rihanna. Like they were like they turned on the surround sound and they was clapping.
Surround sound.
Oh,
Jesus
it was
Christ.
like it was fancy shit, bro. I was like, they still make those? Like, but anyway, and
like when
I'm
you're a
sitting
kid
there,
and Michael
and
Jackson
I'm
comes
sitting-
on TV.
I like Michael.
I love
I
Michael.
like little Michael.
I love Mike. Everybody loves Mike.
Now everyone's watching this for what it is, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's the Super Bowl! It's amazing!" And I'm sitting there, and I feel like I'm the only one that's actually paying attention to the double on, like the secret, like the subliminal messaging that
Yeah.
I felt was
What is-
seeing.
I didn't see it yet.
So first of all, you have Rihanna suspended in air on this thing. You know, she throws up obviously you could say, oh, it's the Rockefeller diamond, whatever, but throws up the Illuminati, diamonds in the air here. She comes down, she's dressed in all red, which is right after this whole Sam Smith, devil thing.
that was satanic as hell,
Everybody
bro.
is dressed in white. Again, there's a bunch of different ways that I talked about this, that I explained it, but to me, this looked very satanic-y, right? Everyone in white was bowing down to this person in all red. It was very controlling. It seemed very weird. There was also somebody who I spoke to that said, didn't it kind of look like she was the blood clot and everything else was like almost sperm or white blood cells? It just, again,
Like
maybe
menstruation or something? I don't know.
something like that.
Tampon?
I don't know. But like I said, it just seemed very
I didn't watch this either, but
I was just sitting there and I was like, this looks very weird. Like, why is everyone dressed in white? And all the white, there was all males. There was no other females on the stage. It was just Rihanna. And obviously, I guess she was pregnant. Apparently, she had a belly bump.
Congrats,
But
I guess.
yeah, congrats. But it was just, look, I tried to enjoy it because, look, I ain't going to be the first one. Like, Rihanna got some bangers. I like Rihanna. She got some good music. Rihanna got some good music. Mr. DJ, come on, did he play?
That was
She
like her
came
first
out-
hit.
That was the first one.
Was it?
That
no,
was on.
No, that wasn't the first
Yes,
one.
yes.
No, it was the one where she was on the beach.
That was it. The
No,
replay
the,
jam.
Was that on the replay?
Yes.
No,
What
it was
it?
not.
What was it?
her first song
Yeah.
was the Umbrella song.
No, it was not.
Oh,
It was,
no?
She made a
What
song
was
way
Rihanna's
before that.
first hit?
This guy goes on Bixby.
Mr. DJ, come
was
on
on the
the
replay.
replay.
Oh, you're right, you're
Yo,
right. It
because
was
I
on the
remember it was like,
Really?
It was Pon de Replay.
coming
you're right.
to a store near you. Now that's what I call music.
Music.
5. If you know now that's what I call music, you are old enough. If she doesn't know what that is, she's too young for you, bro.
Kick her out of the
Kick
car.
her out because she probably votes Democrat. But anyway, I thought Rihanna was doing some weird shit. We talked about that last week.
Yeah. Scumbag. I hope he's at the bottom of the jail.
He definitely
We spoke
is.
about that last
He's
week.
definitely not. He's running the prison. He's selling it
Yeah,
for honey
right.
buns. He's
Yeah,
a,
right.
He's a honey bun
Malik
seller.
already shanked them up.
We talked about that too. It was a
US
lot
test shot
of
on
shit
birth
happening.
weight, that's right.
But
Oh!
now it brings us
Sheep
of the week.
of the week.
Anyway,
Let's see
who we got this week?
Oh,
Petey
Pete,
Booty
Booty
Judge.
No, it's Booby J.
No, Booty
because he
Judge.
likes to chest feed.
Bro, he
Booty
He's,
Judge.
he's
that's
probably
weird.
still. Have
he
you
does.
seen
You
the
never
video?
He does like him and his
Him and his partner.
his guy
He
friend.
when he was on
What does he put,
paternity.
like, fake
yes,
boobs on?
No,
Yes,
he like, puts
it's
the
a
kid
strap.
there like
yeah.
a weirdo. Like
Sucks
oh,
on a
I don't,
nipple?
have, I don't have milk, but I can pretend. Because,
No,
you know,
you're
I
fucking
think
with
I'm
me, right?
something- I swear
No,
down, bro.
I thought that was the picture he was
Straight
going
up.
to use. That's
No.
why I call him Booby J.
Oh no, we wanted to put the clip of his
Yeah.
nonsense. Yeah.
So him and his partner, they adopted, and so there's a picture
Yeah,
of
pull it
him
up.
with the chest.
I don't know. I don't want to
The
live here. no more.
chest strap.
you have
The
to be
chest
scarred now,
strap,
bro, 'cause
and
we got
he's
scarred.
and it's got this bag, and he holds
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm saying, man.
All right.
showing the bag show.
I'm about to scar you for life.
All right, well let's play this clip. Please show me after. I don't want to be scarred on live television here.
Look, rail safety is something that has evolved a lot over the years, but there's clearly more that needs to be done because while this horrible situation has gotten a particularly high amount of attention, there are roughly 1,000 cases a year of a train derailing.
That's enough out of you. That's enough out of you.
So this entire episode we talked
Look,
about.
rail safety is something.
Shut up, booty
That's
judge.
enough out of you.
So we talked about this whole episode about the toxic waste that poured into countless amounts of
By the way, here we go.
community.
Yes,
I
starring
want to
indeed.
add one
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Hold
Give me
on.
that. Give me that.
Yeah.
Give me that. Open
Oh,
this
that's
up.
a lovely
Open
pick.
this up.
Lovely.
No, bro, that's a cropped face. That's not him.
Is that not? Oh, I don't think that's it.
Okay, no. There was no.
We'll go back to it anyway. Let's see it again.
No,
So-
that's not it. That's not it.
That's not- but pull it up anyway.
There,
That's not it.
no.
That's
This
not it.
was
That's
yeah.
that burned into my retina.
when
So
they
anyway-
were talking about changing all the terminology. Go
So
ahead.
Pete Buttigieg goes on TV and basically says that guys,
It's no
listen,
big deal.
it's no big deal. There's toxic
Relax.
chemicals in the air. Trains derail all the time.
That's why you need an
Now,
electric car.
This was after his press conference that actually got more coverage. I couldn't find the video clip, but he was on right after it happened. And rather than address the toxic chemicals in the air, Pete Buttigieg took this as an opportunity to talk about, now brace yourself for this, because this is Black History Month, goddammit. Why
out here.
are there so many white people in construction? That is the real
That's what he
problem.
had.
Bro, he
He had
said
that
this.
stupid fucking question.
No, he
my
didn't ask the
gosh.
question. He said, what we really need to understand is that there's too many white people in construction, and this is a problem.
That should have been sheep of the week.
He is just the sheep. That's all. It's all part of this.
That should have been a sheep
This
of the
is
week.
the Secretary
wild.
of Transportation not addressing the severity of the issue, not addressing the toxicity of the issue, but taking it as an opportunity to further pander white people being the problem in America and pushing aside people's real concerns. Because I tell you what, Pete Buttigieg, you know, the guy that pretends to ride a bike to the
Yes, I was
when
gonna,
he gets dropped
yes.
off a block away from
Yep.
the courthouse to
And then
ride
he-
his bicycle.
Yeah, rides his bike.
Come on, take a picture,
wants
take a picture,
wants
real.
to basically diminish your feelings on things. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. And the truth is, the reason why this is the sheep of the week is because there are people that are going to see the Pete clip and be like, "You're right, Pete. See, guys,
we're not gonna die.
Pete,
It's totally normal.
Pete, guys,
You're supposed
listen,
to breathe vinyl chloride.
guys, listen to
You're
Pete.
not gonna die.
Listen to Pete Buttigieg.
He's in the government because Joe Biden trusts him.
You mean like the guy that was stealing luggage?
I was
You're
just thinking
supposed to
about
trust the luggage guy.
He just got out of jail.
Sam Britton.
He actually got locked up for that.
Yeah, he got out. He posted bail.
Stop
I wonder who
it.
paid it.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
Like she paid for all the
Wait,
guys
hold
that burned
on.
down
How
California.
long? So
Those
he
other
was in.
areas.
How long?
It was like the month he was in. At least a month.
Hey,
He was stealing expensive
hide
shit.
your bag, hide your shoes.
So
He's taking everything
Pete
out here.
Buttigieg, you are the sheep of the week for being a total jerk, not knowing how to do your job, completely disregarding the fears and concerns of the American citizens, and overall, you ever watch Step Brothers? I just don't like your face.
It's terrible.
Want to deliver one of these to you? No.
It's
But,
terrible what's happening to the air. But
yeah.
where are all the black people?
Why are
Where,
there?
where are
this-
there no black people?
you
That
know,
black guy doesn't hold a hammer.
This would
Give
have
him a
never
hammer.
happened if a black man was working on the railroad.
had a
like
hammer,
it's
we'd be in a
fucking
different situation.
ridiculous, man. But that is all the time we have for today. I'm pumped as shit because next week is Conspiracy
Oh.
Week.
And he didn't even have any of this.
No, that's just actual excitement. Like Conspiracy Week. Make sure you guys follow us at Revive USA.
All of our social medias are at the
Boom.
bottom.
Also, if you've got your favorite conspiracy, because we want you guys to get involved, because I know there's people in and out every week that are watching this, that are enjoying our show. Send us your favorite conspiracy.
We'll start bringing or we'll bring your questions on screen. We'll answer them live. So if you have any questions, type
it.
them below. Whether you're on
Send
YouTube,
it.
Facebook, do it. We'll put it on screen. And if you haven't done so yet, take Dave up on his offer. Let's make him broke. He will give $1 to
I
every
am-
single.
I
Shut
am
up.
unemployed.
He will give you $1. He will give $1 to every single person that subscribes to our Rumble channel. You see it right at the bottom.
Up to
green
25.
button.
I'm like the end of a Hasbro commercial. It's like, no purchase coming Saturday, battery sold separately. Like, at the end, I got that fast foot. Hold the fuck on. 25. No, subscribe. But next week is going to be fun. So send us your favorite conspiracy theory.
We're really going to need to go to Rumble because if we have conversations about these things,
We're going to get banned.
Oh, yeah, we're 100% going to get
So
banned.
you need to follow us because next week will be our last week on
This is gonna
YouTube.
be
Yes.
exciting.
Follow us on Rumble, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
Thank you for tuning in.
See you
for
next week. Let's go
another
eat some
episode
pizza.
of Revival. Your pizza's
Oh,
frozen
I'm-
right now, bro.
They got an oven in here, right? Oh, we out here. Let's go.
Take it easy, everyone.